Zambia.
From fulfilling her dreams on the Miss, of course, Universe stage in 2019, coming back in 2024, and letting us know that there's still power in her, Sheila has been able to represent Zambia on the global stage, sharing her message of climate change awareness and educating the girl child from our little Sheila in Kafue to the big stages in Vietnam. Thank you so much for coming through, our Miss Charm.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing?
I am doing great. I think physically I am still navigating from the few hours of sleep. I'm shutting down every 5 minutes. Give me an opportunity to stay quiet, I would doze off right here. But I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You look amazing.
Thank you so much.
I mean, that's something that you're used to now because you really gave and served pictures and content, and you were just stepping on our necks every single day. That was a beautiful campaign that you did. But I think I want to start, not even from the beginning, but I want to start kind of like halfway there. 2018 and stepping onto the Miss Universe stage. You know, you were very much passionate, but still very much raw talent, and you needed to kind of go through the system to become what you needed to become.
Yeah.
It's easy for anybody to try it out and it doesn't work out and just say, okay, this is not my thing. But you came back for 2024. What was it, or what is it in you that still made you say, it might have not been my year, but let me still do it again? And even before that, what was in it for you to say, I'm going to start, and I'm going to start here?
Okay, so when I did Miss Universe Zambia 2018, I was really young. I was only like 18 years old. I was coming from Miss Zambia. And when I did Miss Zambia, I only placed top 5. And I wanted to continue to grow as a person. So when I did Miss Universe 2018, it was more like a learning process. I wasn't really in it to win at that. I didn't know if I was even going to make top 5, but I wanted to gain as much experience so that as I am going through this journey, I'm able to navigate and understand how the system works. Coming back for Miss Universe 2024 this year, it took my friends dragging me out of my bed. I'm grateful for them. I took a 6-year break from pageantry because I needed to learn, I needed to grow, I needed to find other ways to improve myself because it's a learning process. For you to be a beauty queen, you need to have momentum. You need to have what speaks for you. Who are you? What are you standing for? So I needed to be able to find my purpose in this industry, or what is my purpose for the young girls? What is my purpose? What am I doing? So coming back was, I need a platform to amplify the voices of young people, okay? And when I came back, I said, look, I'm gonna talk about something that's important, which is a global challenge, climate change. So how am I gonna do that if I don't have a platform? Who will hear me? So I knew that coming back would be a platform. And I used that. I didn't know if I was going to win or not. I didn't even know if I was going to be first runner, but all I knew is I'm coming here to speak up and my voice will be heard. And my friends, obviously.
I mean, they did such a beautiful thing. It would have been a disservice not to have you on that stage. It was amazing to see your growth. That was one thing that I really loved to see, that we could tell that this is no longer Sheila finding her foot. It was, she knows what she's doing here. She's capable of doing it. Because even in that 6 years, your brand grew so much. Yeah. Now, between being able to see management then and management now, what would you say are some differences between how the pageant was handled or is being handled?
I'll tell you one thing. Miss Alice Rollins Musukwa is one woman that will put her foot down when she wants you to grow. And I would say that her management taught me to be the person I am today, because she'll tell you, you can't throw PT parties to be a beauty queen. You need to stand up, you need to stand out, you don't need to fit in, you need to be yourself, and you need to be capable, you need to have the capacity. Her management was pretty incredible because it turned me into the girl I am today, and I'm grateful for her as well. The management now is very sweet. Love the VR girls. Love them. We had little time to prepare for Miss Universe, but I love the journey. I love how they took care of us. And I think both of these organizers have their own, qualities that are great in their own individual way.
Amazing. You did not win in 2018. You didn't win in 2024 as well. How did you take the news, and why, when Miss Charm came around, did you still take the opportunity?
So when I didn't win, I was like, okay, you don't always have to win to win. That's my greatest motivation in life. You don't need to win to win. That's what I told myself. I had already won walking that stage again. I had already won being first runner-up. And when the opportunity to go to Miss Charm came, when I was approached to go to Miss Charm, she was like, oh my God, you're like incredible. I loved your stage presence. I love your growth. Would you want to represent Zambia for Miss Charm? And I said, let me think about it. Because I wasn't sure if I had the mental capacity to do it, because I was just coming out of a pageant. And I said, you know what? I've always wanted to represent Zambia on an international stage. Let me take the opportunity. And I took it. And I only had 1 month to prepare. 1 month only. And my preps were crazy. They were very crazy. It took my friends, it took family to come on, it took my national director and her team. It took a village to raise this young girl you're seeing here today.
Amazing. Speaking of that village, Pageantry is a product that we already love to rally around when it's time for the pageant, when it's time to see the girls walk, when it's time to go to the music club and attend. But the prep behind it is quite intense. And, even I think this year, Natasha Joanne Maplanga was unable to represent Zambia because of the technicalities that are within there. The PR girls also noted that it's hard to convince a corporate to say this is a girl that you should put your money behind or put your brand behind. Now I'm thinking for you, moving out of Miss Universe and then quickly switching your thoughts into Miss Charm, this is a new pageant as it is. You understand the gravity that it will hold, of course, on that day. But telling people to say, put money behind me, put resources behind me, I'm worthy, I'm capable. How easy or hard was it for you to do that?
For me, I believe that my network is my net worth. And the network that I have built for myself came through for me. So I'm under a management actually, and also a partner to a management now. I'm under GMA and K Classic Models. So my management had a big role to play as well in getting me sponsors for the pageant. And I made a couple of phone calls. I said, hey guys, it's Sheila Sings. There's only one in this country. Do you want to come on board and be a part of my journey as I go to Miss Charm? And if I'm going to say I'm going to do this on my own, I will fail. But you have to stand behind me, put your money there, put your brands there, because it's a good marketing place. Imagine being spotted on a global stage. Imagine the whole world is watching one pageant. It's a win-win for your brand and my brand. So most of the brands did come through. Some didn't, which it's no bad blood or anything. It's okay. Other brands are unable to come through for you. But I had really good people that came on board. I had Style to Glam. I had my amazing makeup artist behind all the makeup you saw throughout my journey, Mwenzi's Touch. I had, let me see, now I'm forgetting my list of all my sponsors. I had
Your Body Go.
Your Body Go, as well as the Basket ZM. I had Mary, I had Mubanga. I had a lot of people that I would mention here and be like, they were a part of my journey and they saw this happen. They made sure it happened. I had Kathy, I had like a series of maybe 20 people, very important people in my life that put this thing together and said, we have to make sure it works.
And it did work.
And it worked.
I mean, you arrived and I was like, what type of Wi-Fi is she using? Because the updates were coming in every single second of the day. Social media played a big part of your campaign. And one thing I liked about your ongoing campaign was that you did not need other people's support. You knew what you were doing. You were there to give us content. And whether or not tourism in Zambia caught it, it's up to them, but you were doing that. How do you get into that space and also thinking about, I'm here, I'm competing against industry giants, I'm competing against people that will nurture models from 12 years old, like the Philippines and Vietnam. How are you able to then juggle still handling your social media campaign and saying, I'm in the game, I need to answer, I need to look good, I need to plan. How was all of that like working as a machine?
So my agency put up a mood board for me. Every day we had a look. We had like looks planned out for every day, what time the post will be posted and how we're gonna engage the public to be a part of it. When I went to Vietnam, I didn't go to fit in. I went to Vietnam to be seen, to be heard. I needed to make a statement for the country. In as much as I was in the competition, I knew I needed the competition to grow the country and my brand. How was I going to sell Zambia if I'm not known, if I'm not heard, if I'm not seen? So managing my social media, I had a beautiful lady behind that. I had a beautiful lady, she's a creative director. I can't pronounce her name correctly, but she's an amazing creative director. She reached out to me on social media and said, Sheila Sings, I would like to be part of your team. Can I manage your social media? And I said, yes, please, come on board. And she managed every single post, from posters to daily posts to graphic designs. She did all of that by herself. She's such an incredible lady. And for me to manage my Instagram, obviously I had to do that on my own. I needed to make sure that I just schedule posts for every day. So I'll schedule them prior to the time they'll be posted, and I'll just be relaxing in my bed. But we didn't really get time to relax much, but we were heard. We were seen.
I mean, let's take a look at a video of you in your national costume. That's one video that I really want to talk about, and why particularly that costume, and then we continue our conversation later on. Let's take a look.
Zambia! Pikutu is the name of the costume worn by Tumbuka people of the northern Zambia. Vimbusa is an African dance common in eastern Zambia among the Tumbuka-speaking people. It is a dance where the dancer exerts a lot of energy to get rid of sickness, real or psychological sickness. Zambia!
It takes a village, but also the entire village was on your shoulders. I mean, the entire Zambian village was on your shoulders on this particular day in this particular costume. Walk us through deciding this is what you want to represent the nation. I mean, you're beautiful, you're articulate, your social media speaks for itself, you're graceful, but the national costume is something that's very personal. It carries a big message. Why was this particular one the unifying costume for you?
So most people don't know I'm actually Tonga by tribe. Yeah, and a lot of people ask me why this costume. I believe that my tribe is Zambian. The languages are just there for everybody to be like, oh, I identify in this tribe, I identify in that tribe. But all of us, whenever we step out of this country, our tribe is Zambian. Don't ask me, like, what's your tribe exactly? They never even used to call me by my name, by the way. There they call you Zambia. Like, Zambia, come here, Zambia. Yeah, where's Zambia? So when I was picking this national costume, I picked it, and this is the second time I was wearing it. I wore it for Miss Universe Zambia 2018. And when I picked it, I said, this is a costume so close to my heart because I love the dancers. I've always been a fan when I was young. And knowing fully well that countries like Thailand will come with big costumes that you cannot outbeat. Let me say Vietnam came with a big boga, and I was like, okay. So when I sat down and I said, I'm not there to fit in, I would have picked anything else. I would have picked a big costume, I would have picked anything else, and I said, I'm going to carry my culture. I'm going to carry it on my head. And I'm going to show them what the Vimbuza is about. I'm going to show them that in our country, we stand for one Zambia and one nation. It doesn't matter what tribe you're coming from. We can carry each other's tribe out there, and people should be able to appreciate them and love them for who they are.
That's amazing. More about representing on a stage as big as this. How do you still believe in yourself, even though, like you said, I mean, the Philippines and Thailand and Vietnam, a lot of these girls that look like the magazine girls that we've been told that this is the standard of beauty, with social media, you know, forcing these views. I mean, you're a beautiful girl, you're amazing where you are, but with you also being taken out of home, and then probably Philippines or Vietnam had the most supporters in the crowd, and you are trying to see who's Zambian, who might just say Sheila in the crowd. How hard or easy it is to still believe in your vision?
So when I went there knowing fully well that I had the whole country behind me. I had the whole country on my shoulders, and I had my family at heart, I had my friends at heart, I had their love and support. It's hard, I won't even lie, because you're alone in that country. I didn't have my national director there, she couldn't make it. I didn't have any Zambian, but I met very amazing Vietnamese fans. If I tell you that Vietnamese people will love you, when they love you, they love you. I had fans, if you watched that video, they was chanting Zambia. I had fans that loved me for who I am, for being the black girl that I am, being in a country big as that, where they barely see black people, and they love and appreciate you for the color of your skin is enough. I knew that I was beautiful. I didn't go there and I was like, I want validation for my beauty, because there's prettier women, there's more beautiful women in the world. I went there knowing I'm beautiful, and my dad said so. My dad said, you're very gorgeous and no one is prettier than you. Never look at the next person. And I've always believed that I'm a very beautiful girl in my own way. I don't need somebody else's validation for it. And I am loved and I'm appreciated.
Amazing. As we're winding down the conversation, of course, I feel like traveling is a form of education itself. And now I can only imagine traveling where you're actually going to compete, you're learning. So what's something that you would take from Miss Universe to the Miss Charm stage, and what's something that you say you've taken from Miss Charm and you would like to see implemented here at home?
Voting. Yeah. One thing that I have taken from both platforms is that our Miss Universe Zambia had a voting platform, which most people complained about because there was a charge to it. I think it should have been like 20 kwacha a vote, and a lot of people are like, no, we're not the target market. It starts local. If we are failing as a country to vote locally with minimal, like, I'm not saying 20 kwacha is not a lot of money, it's a lot of money. We have a lot of things going on in the country. But I mean, for Miss Charm, the voting platform was free. All you needed to do was play the game. Tap as many times as you can, and you would have secured me a spot in top 5. I would tell you that countries like Vietnam had 10 billion votes in 24 hours. Like 24 hours. Because they just said, you know what, this is our country and we must show up and show out. So I want something that could be done differently. Let's learn to vote for our girls, because without those votes, we will never be seen. Even if we're seen, we'll never be really seen as much as we want to be seen, because those votes count. They know how much your country is supporting you from back home. So if your country is not showing up, is not voting, they're like, oh, even if we give you this title, how will your country receive it? I remember that was one of my questions in my back closed door interview. It said, they asked me how my country receives pageants. Like, how do they receive them? So I want them to be able to appreciate pageantry. I want them to learn how to vote. I want them to know that this is a platform for Zambia. It's a platform to sell our country's tourism, our country's hopes, dreams, our country's aspirations. I am the voice for the country when I step out of this country. So I want the country to be able to fall full force or fall back behind the girls. Pageantry is not small in other countries. They take it very seriously, and I hope that we start taking it seriously.
That's beautiful. If you have such an ambition for the pageants, why are you hanging up your heels, as we're calling it?
I've been in this industry for a decade. And I think I have lived, I have loved, I have done all that I've always wanted. I've always wanted an international pageant, and I got it. So I feel like it's time to retire. Why? Because I want the younger generation to pick it up early. Because if we keep going, when will the younger generation be able to be in this position at our ages? Because then now we're the ones that are experienced. We are the ones that know what we're doing. But we have younger girls that when she speaks, the world is like silent. She commands attention. I want this platform to be a safe space for women. I want women to be able to come on here and feel like, oh, I also can be a Miss Charm. And also, we will be looking for a new Miss Charm.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So is that one of the projects you're heading into 2025 with?
2025, I will be continuing my project on climate action. I'll be doing a couple of summits as well as social media campaigns. I want people to be more enlightened about climate action because in the next couple of years, we'll not have a place to live. Aside that, my national director will be making a post soon, or I don't know, but they will be looking for a new Miss Charm, and I hope that the next girl gets to have this platform bigger than I did. I hope she gets more support than I did. The negativity will always be there. I had comments here and there that were really horrible, but you need to put your foot down and take care of your mental health. That's very important. So 2025, the Sheila Sings Academy is coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
I will be opening the Sheila Sings Academy. This one will be free for most models so that I can train them for the international stage or local pageants or whatever they're doing.
That's amazing. Sheila, thank you so much for joining us. You're so beautiful. You're so, like such voices me I like to talk with until the day goes on. But thank you so, so much for walking the national stage and the international stage with Zambia. And because you've said it here, we'll come back next year and look at you and say, where's the Academy? But Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Diamond TV, and a Happy New Year.
Thank you for coming. That was Sheila right here on The Uproar. We take a break. On the other side, more on the show.